Hello and welcome to IOI Monthly episode 9. This is the 9th show that we've done. My name is Travis, I'm your community manager, and I'm joined by Clemens.
Hey guys.
Today, as we always do, we are live from IO Interactive in Copenhagen. We're going to be going through a ton of things that are happening in the game, both this month and next month. We're going to be revealing a new elusive target for Hitman 2 coming next month, at least giving you a little first snack of what that is all about. We'll be talking a little bit about the December content that's coming next month, and we'll be taking your questions as well. So right now we're live on Twitch, we're live on Mixer, we're live on Twitter as well. We'll be having chat up and looking through the questions that are coming our way.
Yeah.
And we've also grabbed questions from Discord and Hitman Forum and Reddit. Thank you to the guys and girls there who make sure that the questions thread goes up and gets the questions in front of our eyes. That's the agenda for today.
Yeah.
For
great.
our 9th episode in November. It's a slightly smaller stream than normal, but it's still packed full of information.
Yeah.
Plenty of stuff to look forward to in the next hour or so. That's the intro.
That's the intro. That's a great intro,
So
Travis.
everyone's on the same page now. And the first place to start is where we are in the game right now in Hitman 2. So Hitman 2 is again the focus of our stream today, where we're talking about November. And of course the game is now officially been released for more than 1 year. That happened just middle of last week.
That did, yeah.
So that was Wednesday, I think, November 13.
Last week.
Yeah.
It was a very fast year, I would say.
It is when you look back on it, right?
Yeah.
So we've had 1 year of Hitman 2. We are putting together a nice little trailer for the year. The finishing touches are being put on it right now.
Yeah.
So we're not debuting it on the stream.
Unfortunately.
We'll be sharing it very soon.
Yeah.
Where we sort of celebrate the year. So that's something to look forward to outside of the stream as well. But in the game we have the biggest ever month of content.
When you look at it, it's crazy. I mean, there is so much content dropping in November.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
So we've already had some of it, and this is detailed on our blog as well. We've had the Blake's Endeavor Challenge Pack, which came out, which gives you a brand new ICA Titanium Crowbar unlock, which you can use.
Oh, that's the Great Heist or the
Breaking and Entering.
Breaking and Entering now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm getting confused. I'm looking at the other one. Okay, and then there's.
We were in the future already.
Then there's. Okay, so yeah, that's right. So it's a Breaking and Entering that gives you the crowbar.
Yeah.
And it is Blake's Endeavor that gives you the Archean Tuxedo.
Correct.
Suit, and that's out
next week.
Boom.
Right.
Or this week. No, it's this week. I think it's tomorrow.
This week? Yeah, this tomorrow.
With the pack.
Yeah. Oh.
So we'll get the details there. It's because they're on the same tile.
Yeah.
So this is our monthly shout out to Jeppe, who makes them for putting them together.
We'll give his roadmap some screen time right now.
There's so much to put in that we are getting confused with it already. So we have that coming out very, very shortly. We're also just giving a quick check on chat with all the happy birthdays. That's really cool.
Yeah.
People have been sharing their sort of favorite moments, favorite things they've been doing.
Yeah. We also asked people, like, I remember Wednesday we asked what was your favorite moment, and there's a lot of cool a lot of variation in what the best moments are.
Yeah, absolutely. Across all of the different locations, right?
Yeah.
So plenty of stuff that's already in the game. Plenty of stuff still coming. But there's one thing, or a few things we want to call out.
Yeah.
As we said, everything's on the blog, so you can find out all of that information in your own pace, in your own time. But Clemens, this is your domain, so...
Yes, so last week we released officially 10 new, but with one bonus, so actually 11.
Okay.
New feature contracts.
So why is there a bonus? What constitutes a bonus contract?
I like the fact that if I see something that not necessarily has something to do with the theme, but it's actually a fun or weird contract, I like to feature them as a bonus.
Right.
So they're technically not in the game, but they are. But
okay.
So there's 10 featured, but with a bonus.
And then a bonus.
Yeah.
So tell us the story.
The story is that many years ago.
Okay. Oh, it's like we need like a time travel noise.
Now we're going back in time.
Right, okay.
So
I'm gonna sit back, have a drink.
Sit back, take a drink. Now, story time.
By the fireplace.
In front of the fireplace. Listen. No. So I was a tester here a while back, and I came in to create some community contracts with a bunch of other people.
Okay.
And as a reward for that, you guys, before I worked here, like instead of putting us in credits and just giving us a handshake, you actually added us into the game.
Okay, so this was like 2015,
Yeah,
16
it must have been right
before the launch of season 1.
Right before launch.
Okay.
So it was basically only creating contracts on Paris.
Okay.
So we sat there for an entire day, creating a lot of weird contracts, and good ones as well. Some of them got into the game, some didn't. Thank God.
So there are featured contracts in Hitman Season 1 that you created?
Yes, way back. Yeah.
Okay.
And as a reward, we got put into the game.
Okay.
And by that, Marrakesh was probably being made at the time, I guess, or something like that. So, but that was the level I got in. But I didn't know that. I never found out where I was until one guy found me.
Okay.
He actually highlighted it for me. Urban.
Yeah.
He was like, "Did you know you were in the game?" I'm like,
Okay.
I did know, but I didn't know where I was.
Okay.
So I was like, "Okay, that's fun. I'm in Marrakesh." And now a guy made a contract where you have to drown me in the toilet.
Okay.
So I saw that and I was like, I have to feature that. But it doesn't necessarily had. I mean, it could be special occasion was the theme. Special occasion killing me. I don't know, but it was really fun. So I added the bonus label on that and shipped it.
Okay. So the bonus featured contract is somebody called Clemens being drowned in a toilet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he has a hat on almost.
And he has a hat.
A scarf.
Yeah. Okay.
So
sure. Okay.
So, but this one theme, that was a little story.
Yeah.
Funny. I think it was funny.
All right. So the featured contracts, they're in the game now.
Yes.
For place to enjoy, and it's a mix of locations. I think there's some in Miami, right?
There are
some in Hawke's Bay. I think, is there?
No, not.
Was it the bank?
It's a bank. There's two in the bank and two on Haven
so
Island.
New York as well. Okay.
Because they're really good and people are very creative when creating some of the contracts, especially the briefings.
Yeah.
They're the first hook.
Yeah.
I read before I
of course
try them, and some of them are just brilliant.
Yeah.
I start laughing and it's like, okay, I have to try this because. The stories are sometimes really good, and sometimes it's maybe, it's 50-50 if I want to feature it, but then the contract with the best briefing will get the better.
Yeah, okay, so it's like a little bit of the fantasy as well.
Yeah, I think so. It's a cool way to play the game, and when you think about that story, you also there's sometimes some of them. There was one this month where it's a lot of people or some people meeting for a special occasion.
Okay.
For the spoof Star Wars movie we have in the game.
Okay, right.
And this is like some fans meeting, and then you have to kill them.
Okay.
But the story was great, and I
okay.
really enjoyed that one. So
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So for featured contracts, if people want to get their featured contract in the game, they should check out the roadmap blog posts that we do.
Yeah.
We always have a link in there to the submission thread on Hitman Forum, where we have a short window, usually 2 or 3 weeks, somewhere around there at least. For people to submit the contract, and that's pretty much the one go-to place that you check out.
Yeah. To
read the briefings, and usually there's a whole bunch of contracts. Yeah. So I think you can't play all of them.
No. There's
so you have to be selective and pick out what sounds good, what plays good. Yeah. A mix of that.
Yeah. And I try to be as varied as possible in types of contracts. So some don't like time restricted contracts, but some do. So I don't add like 10 of those, but maybe 1 or 2 or something if I.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of cool things, and I definitely, if people are not watching, haven't done it, I think they should go in and try their best.
Yeah.
And also the guys on hitmanforum.com are really good at giving you constructive feedback. Saying, this is not, this is very hard, and it's maybe not that fun, and so it's very good.
Okay. I think it could be really fun at one point to maybe we could stream you playing them, or we could play them on the stream or something like that. I think as we move through the next year, at least, with a focus on featured contracts as live content, then I think we could have live streams with featured contracts.
Definitely.
I think that could be really interesting.
Yeah.
To do that. So
we could do some very fun things, even play them and rate them together or something like.
Yeah, exactly.
What
right.
is and so that could be very cool.
Yeah. Is there anything else from the November roadmap that we want to pull out as being interesting?
Yeah, tomorrow is quite interesting because tomorrow.
So let's talk about that.
Is gonna be a content-packed drop day. It's gonna be a lot tomorrow.
Yeah. So let's talk about the direct future of what's coming in.
This is tomorrow.
Yes. Okay. So tomorrow
we have what do you call these?
Legacy escalations?
Yeah, but what are the name of them?
This is the Arthin Occultation and the Selassie Darkness.
All right, that's not that hard.
That's where I'm going with. It's not the Sweeney Scrupulousness.
Oh, that was great. That
was a great one. Okay, so these are coming out, and that's Bangkok and it's Sapienza.
Yeah.
So you need those locations to be able to play those. But there's a whole lot tomorrow. So that's 2 things that's coming.
2 things, and then this one. I tried this one. This is really cool.
Okay. So this is the Blake's Endeavor Challenge Pack.
Yeah.
Which is on Isle of Scale.
Yeah. Very cool.
The reward is the Archean tuxedo.
And you look really cool in that suit.
Yeah.
It's a very cool suit.
Okay, so you've played through this. You've been through the challenges. I mean, Blake Nathaniel, as he's called, is a treasure hunter, as far as I can remember from my playthrough of Scale. So there's stuff to do with there about a little bit of thievery. We should also talk about that, actually. It's a good segue to that, about how we've established monthly themes since about, I think it was in the spring, May, I think it was, April, May, thereabout.
Yeah.
We had Spring Break as the first one.
Sounds right.
The theme for November is Anniversary, but the sort of sub-theme is Thievery.
It was the theme before Anniversary, actually.
So we gathered all of the content and put it together to make it into group into a theme. And Thievery it was, but we also felt that Anniversary was a slightly stronger message. And we wanted to sort of celebrate the fact that the game was a year old. So making that the theme made a lot more sense. But a lot of the content, as we have talked about on the roadmap, is about thievery and stealing and theft and burglary and breaking and entering, that sort of thing.
We even have one coming up next week, the McAllister Ransack, which is basically based on Home Alone, the Wet Bandits.
Yeah.
You're the 3rd member. It's quite fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking from the roadmap or what we're talking about, that a lot of things are about burglary and thievery and theft, that's perfectly intentional.
Yeah.
We just chose not to have, I don't know, like Thieves' Honor or something as the theme. We chose to go with Anniversary. So there's a strong link between the two, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have even more coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, so that's 3 things so far.
And the Legacy, again, challenge packs.
Okay, so 2 more challenge packs, which means 3 unlocks.
3 unlocks,
on the same day. So the Jaeger 7 Covert, if you become the Master Sniper, and the Claw Hammer. Yeah. So I saw not that long ago people were sort of hoping for like the handyman tools. So this month you get a hammer and the crowbar.
Yeah.
You could also get like your briefcase, and you can get the measuring tape. We have like a full handyman sort of repertoire that you can unlock
the complete
throughout the game. All right, so that's also tomorrow.
Yeah.
But there's also more next week, right? There's one final thing.
And there's also one more thing this week.
Yeah.
On Friday.
Yeah.
We have.
Yes. So he is.
He's a hard one.
He is from the first one we did in season 1. He was the elusive target with the lowest success rate. So this is sort of like a massive warning.
Yeah.
For this one that we can now talk about, obviously, to make sure that people are aware. If you're listening, if you're already groaning about this contract, you know exactly what the deal is here. So, in a nutshell, there is a diamond deal about to go down. And one of the objectives is to retrieve the diamonds. And if you pacify or kill anyone who is involved in that diamond deal, then of course you cannot complete that objective and the contract will fail.
Yeah.
The briefing does say this, but it doesn't explicitly call out the fail conditions. So we've done that on the blog, we've done that on the stream, we've done that
now.
especially after the fact. So the first time we sort of relied on the briefing, and it became apparent that player behavior was different to what we had expected, and that ran into some problems. Obviously, in an elusive target, that means you lose your chance to complete it. So pay attention to the briefing, which does sort of talk you through this. Read the intel, and just sort of take your time before you act. That would be my advice. Because if the diamonds are not in play, then the contract will fail. So take your time with that one. But yes, he is a tricky elusive target for that reason.
But
it's a chance to unlock the suit from Marrakesh if you haven't done that already.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and I saw somebody
tried
say
it before, you have your second chance, your second reckoning. Now it's time.
Yeah, if you haven't tried it.
I believe in you. Oh.
Cool. So let's call out one more thing.
One last thing I want to highlight for next week.
Go on then, what's that?
It is, you know what it is. It is the Buccaneer. That is your very own pirate suit.
Yeah. And how are you going to unlock this?
you have to unlock in an escalation. You have to be. You have to. I said in the roadmap trailer. I don't know. I can't remember. I said rain chaos on the island. Rain pirate chaos on the private island.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So this is on Haven Island. So
Yes.
this is for expansion pass owners or gold edition owners, or anybody who upgraded from silver to gold as well. Basically, you need Haven Island. So if you can play Haven Island, you can play this.
You need to go on a treasure hunt in this one.
Yeah. So it's
Real
themed.
treasure
It's themed around the suit.
Yeah.
And I know that when we had Marta on the stream to talk about Haven Island, she was one of the designers for the level. This was something that was alluded to, something that people sort of guessed that the team that made Haven Island, they wanted this in, and they found a way to make it happen. It made sense with the escalation. And it could well be that on a future stream we play through it and talk through some of those, go through some design chats again, like we've done in previous escalation. So, how are you pronouncing this one, Clemens?
The Bartholomew Hornswoggle.
Okay.
I think.
So get on that. Unleash Your Inner Pirate on November 28th. Cool.
It's been fun.
So that's what's
That's
coming
not
right
highlighting.
now.
Yeah.
That's November. Right now, that's what you can look forward to.
There's
That's
even
coming
more
up.
coming than we show, right? So
Absolutely.
a lot of-
Check out the full roadmap on the blog, ioi.dk. That's right there.
or YouTube.
Yeah. So we also want to talk through sort of a little bit of a look back to the past, right?
Yes.
So Hitman 2, the game has been out for a year, but the journey that we went on for this started way back.
Way back. Yeah.
From when we first announced the game. So we wanted to take the opportunity just to sort of very briefly go through, I guess, just sort of a little bit, some memories from some of the times.
One of some of the good memories we have, some that people probably don't know because we didn't show it, or maybe more behind the scene look on the official press tour we went on, all of us.
Yeah, so just a few pictures, and we'll sort of add some words to them. But I think we should also start by, I guess, thanking everyone who, to this point, has played the game, supported us along the way, has sent us any sort of feedback.
All the feedback,
a comment, a question, for tuning into a live stream, for playing the game, supporting the game, supporting us, keeping us going to basically make more Hitman in order to release live content and do the streams that we do, basically just for being part of the community and making it what it is. It makes it worth doing, at least for me.
Totally agree.
And you know, I'm very happy that we are in a position to be able to keep doing this and work on what we've already called the next Hitman game from IO Interactive. It's going to be an exciting time, but right now we're looking back to the past.
Yes.
So we started E3 2018.
E3 was the official. Actually, on my birthday.
On your birthday.
Yeah.
So on your birthday, we announced Hitman 2 to the world. So let's sort of just briefly.
Then sorry, it was June 7th, right? And I had my birthday the day after, but it was the middle of the night, so technically.
Okay. With the time zone.
I take that.
Okay.
That's
sure.
on my. That's mine. Yeah,
So
we went to E3.
We went to E3.
Yeah.
And
this is actually taken from outside the LA Convention Center.
Yeah. So we had big banners. We had a big show floor presence.
Yeah.
This was, I guess, 6 months before the game came out. So we're going back 18 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all started there with a bang, and I especially remember this is one of my this is cool. You come in, and before the people come in, the halls are empty. In the day there's thousands of people, but before you could come in, and then there was banners all the way down from Hitman 2.
Yeah.
This is a very cool picture, and it's just, and you're like, okay, shit. Sorry, my French. This is real. Now it's happening. Now we're going in. I remember these pictures coming up, and it was like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
So
that's when we sort of had a focus on, improvising, using all the different items at your disposal. Think Deadly. There was a lot of. It's interesting when you sort of look back at these things, how the sort of visual identity of a game changes. Over time. So this sort of very much feels like looking back at the past, where it's still the same game. It's just now that at least at IO we keep our game sort of going and alive for long enough that now we have like the big gold 1 year anniversary sort of theme, whereas back in the day it was all very hot magenta, sort of dark pink, however you want to call it. Yeah, so there's plenty going on.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And that's actually a fun picture from our ever first talk about Hitman. That was the announcement stream with IGN.
Yeah.
And I remember Hagen and Christian were playing, talking about Hitman, showed the announce trailer, and then played some Sniper Assassin.
Yeah.
For like the pre-order initiative.
I can remember tuning in, and as I'm sure some people now will remember when they first tuned in, that first time we showed the trailer on the stream, it didn't quite work.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
I just
right.
thought, oh god.
That's right.
We had spent months preparing everything, and then somewhere the internet wasn't working, or somebody pressed the button wrong.
It just didn't work.
The trailer just crunched, and it was like, what?
I remember we sat here with the entire team, drinking beers and having pizza. Like, it's like, showing it to the world.
This is the moment, and it pixelated and
people
crunched.
were just crying, not crying, laughing, crying of laughter, because of course it goes wrong, right? The one moment you build up in your mind, and then suddenly it just didn't work.
It was bad. But we recovered.
I showed
the trailer again, and the speculation started. Is that Sean Bean? What's he saying? And we were like, no, it's Mark Faber. Ha ha.
You.
Yeah. So then, what happened from there? We went to where?
Yeah, there was then we went around the world from E3 to all the Gamescom, Paris Game Show.
You also went to Toronto. You went to Chile as well.
I went
to somewhere.
And Brazil.
Brazil as well.
That was really fun,
so
and
all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. This is a picture from one of the booths where we at all the setups we had, like, I think deadly screen. You had all the items from guns to fire extinguishers, and there was a green screen as well where people could make funny gifts, gifs.
GIF.
Right.
Don't say GIF. If you say GIF, you become.
No, I don't know.
If you say GIF, you're a target in the game.
Cool.
We should totally have.
I am a target.
We should have a special assignment for some guy who kept saying GIF.
Jeff the GIF. Jeff. No,
my name is Jeff.
my name is Jeff. It was really cool, and some of the places we also had foam items you could throw at each other.
Yeah, I remember those foam muffins and hammers and stuff.
Yeah, and fire extinguishers.
Yeah, blow up fish, all sorts of things.
Fish. It was quite fun, and a lot of people came up to the green screen because it's like, what is this? And made all these gifts. It was pretty cool.
All right.
Actually, I have a very funny story from Brazil. So, and we have some images from the suits. So, like, the flamingo looks a little weird. But
Flamingo.
Or is it? I don't know. The head.
Let's say flamingo and move on quickly.
It's quite a funny picture. I remember in Brazil, I came up. They only speak Portuguese, and the interpreter, he was late, so I was there standing in front of all these people. I had to present the game. My very first. I practiced a lot. I knew Miami in and out. We had this special E3 demo, which was on the first half.
Okay.
I did it in my sleep almost, right? So I came up, and this just, of course, there's no interpreter, so just go in.
Okay.
Like, I have no idea. I know obrigado is like hello or thanks, and then pescado is fish. So I just I had those two words.
You had a thank you and fish.
Thank you and fish, and I went in and I started, and then of course there was no sound, and there was hundreds of people watching in this theater, and there was no sound on like the intro. Very cool briefing video. And I was like, okay, how do I wing this? So I started making the sounds myself.
Well, like cars going past
and people were laughing and having, and then the sound came on, like, and almost knocked me down, like, and we played the game and everything was good, and a lot of them actually understood English anyway, so it was good. But it was, and then the interpreter came late, like, oh, you still need me? Like, dude, I'm done. I don't need you. But it was fun. I mean, and it went really, really well.
Yeah.
This is a cool picture as well. This is a giant duck out in Paris.
Okay, wow, that's a pretty big duck.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember they showed it to us at Gamescom.
Yeah.
But not the duck, only the detonator, and it was huge.
Wait, there was a detonator for that duck?
Yeah. So when you pressed that detonator, the eyes were turning red.
Oh, okay.
So, but it was huge, and Eskil was walking around with it, like, oh, look, I'm pressing it, and we didn't know what it was for, just a huge detonator. We had no idea what it was for.
Okay.
And fast forward a couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks?
Yeah, then it was game show, like Paris. Weeks later after Gamescom. And then we saw it and we were like,
Wait, so you had this duck at Gamescom?
No, the duck wasn't there, only the detonator. I don't know why they had it there.
Oh, maybe the duck was somewhere.
I don't know.
You were just pressing, you didn't realize that somewhere it was blinking red all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, it was there. It was on the big boat. It was there.
Yeah. So you were making the eyes blink without knowing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was fun. And Eskil didn't know, and we found out later that that's a huge duck at that boat party.
Okay. So if you don't know, Eskil is the game director for Hitman 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we almost got arrested in the airport as well. So it was a good trip to Germany.
A story for another day.
That's a story for another day.
All right.
Yeah, but the cool thing is, right, because we had this pre-order initiative, you have Sniper Assassin.
Okay, so we promoted the game. We've been talking about Hitman 2 coming out. We've been talking about Sniper Assassin, a new game mode. You can play co-op for the first time in Hitman. And we had a competition, which was basically be the best sniper, get yourself in the game.
Yeah.
So that happened.
That happened.
So who's in the game?
We have this handsome fella. Many know him as the contract creator. And also very moderator on Hitman Forum.
Yeah.
Urban.
Yeah.
It's very cool that we can...
so this is an actual NPC with a name in Haven Island.
Haven Island, yeah. And we have those 3 winners.
Yeah, so one was on PlayStation, one was on PC, one was on Xbox. Of course, one per platform.
One per platform.
Yeah.
And he's Urban is a chef in Haven Island.
Yeah.
So you can go in and have fun.
Yeah.
And we have... Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name.
Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah, but I always divide those two. Is it Jordan? All right.
Pretty sure.
Let's check now. We have Jack and Miller and Jordan as well.
This is Jack.
All right, cool.
Well, yeah, it's Jordan Jack. That's the confusing part, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. As well, so he's a security guard. And he's...
Most people will know this guy. When you sneak into the villa, he's the one saying, "Hey, sir, get out of here."
Yeah, he's it's very fun. And of course...
I want to say Danny.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Isn't it? I think so. Yeah.
If not, apologies.
No.
Chaos Agent.
Chaos Agent.
We should have gone with the gamertag names. We know those a lot better.
Yeah. I tried to remember the right names.
Forum names.
Yeah. But hey, they're in the game and it's so awesome. And they look very good.
So we have, I guess this sort of makes they are now part of the club of 4. We also have Rocco. From Sapienza, who won the original Sniper Challenge back in Absolution. So these 3 winners had to wait from launch of the game pretty much until Haven. So a short wait. Rocco had to wait from 2012 till 2016 because his prize was to get into the next Hitman game, and
that's right.
It took 4 years because we didn't want to put him in Hitman Go. That wouldn't have been so cool.
You're a Brickman.
Yeah, and even then, not Paris.
No.
So Sapienza. So it's like the game's out. You're still not there.
But wait, wait. You'll come.
But I think the legacy of Rocco was very strong.
Yeah.
Mostly thanks to his sister.
Yeah. Rocco.
Which is actually really cool, because the voice of Rocco's sister is the voice of the ICA tutorial in Absolution. It's not Diana, but the lady who tells you, use your silver bullets, activate the save point. That's Rocco's sister. She's called Natalie. She used to work here, actually. So
that's fun.
People come back and do all sorts of really cool things. Talented voice actress, of course. But yeah, Rocco's sister. So yeah, we now have 4 community members in the game. We also have people like yourself who have their name in the game.
Yeah.
There's quite a few people from Hitman Forum as well.
That's so cool. I mean, it's cool to homage the players, and these guys actually, those 4, they actually won it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was so. I mean, the scores were pretty intense. So I was like, I'm never gonna make it.
No. even if you did make it, you wouldn't be allowed. So you're not allowed to win the prize.
Sorry.
Sure. All right. So
yeah, there's a lot of things happening. What's your favorite memory from?
Putting me into the spot.
Yeah.
From Hitman 2.
Yeah. Do you have anything?
I'm gonna do the cliche cheesy answer and say the first live stream we did.
Yeah.
The first stream we did, which was Hand 2 Port. So I know that's a long way after, and it's technically expansion pass stuff, but I think that was professionally that was really cool to start to be able to do live streams and to have a direct channel to players. Where we sort of grouped our community efforts and made a focal point around the communication. I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
That it gave a sort of a reference point to, they said that on the stream, they'll answer this on the next stream, we had that thing.
Yeah.
In terms of the game itself, which is probably the more fun answer, which is probably what you're looking for, I think... I think maybe the first time I played Isle of Scale.
Yeah.
Because that was, as it is with the last level, that's the one that I played the least during development.
Mm-hmm.
So I played a lot of Hawke's Bay. I played a lot of Miami. I felt like I knew Miami from the back of my hand.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Or at least like visually.
Yeah.
I still get lost in Miami. I didn't actually play it that much, but I spent a lot of time there, watching it and reviewing it and things like that. And Hokkaido and Isle of Scale are the two that I know the least well.
Yeah.
So I think playing Scale, because I actually played it and it was fresh. Like, I didn't really know what the mysteries were and what was where and what led where, and it was that sort of raw Hitman experience of like a new level being actually new.
Exactly.
I managed to do the whole put her in the burning effigy thing.
Yeah.
Sort of, not flawlessly, but pretty smooth. That sort of worked, and I was like, oh, wow, the whole vibe of the place worked, and having the constant as a target, non-target, like green and instinct. That clicked for me. That was really cool.
And also, like, cool. I also remember that, like, playing that level, because we've seen people here play all the levels, primarily Miami, the most, like walking around the studio. So it's nice to play a level where you didn't actually knew it inside out.
Yeah, of course. We spend a lot of time playing the game, so we don't actually get to have that experience of experiencing
you know
things
before it's actually.
You either know about the story, you know why
the
characters are there, roughly what's going to happen, and then you sort of go through the motion of it. I didn't have that for Scale.
No, exactly the same.
I also didn't. I don't think I'd really seen the sort of end cinematic either.
Oh, that's very
so
cool.
I didn't know what was going to happen at the end. I'd sort of tried to avoid that as much as possible. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool.
I think my favorite moment was then actually to get the disc. I know it sounds weird, but go home and plug it in and play it on your insane system at home, and just play it there, like at home. Its own pace, because it's just. I know I've been looking at this game for months, but it's not the same. Now it's like,
you know why it's not the same? Because you can't just fly around,
exactly.
and you can't. You haven't got the dev tools, and you have to watch all the splash screens. You can't just skip straight to the game.
It was just a cool experience for me.
It's somehow weird then when you start unlocking trophies and
like
your progress bar is 1% again instead of like you're level 800. It's like now you're level 1 again. Like I have no mastery now.
Exactly. That's cool. We have many of those stories, right?
Yeah. Which we'll find. So while we're on the anniversary, let's wrap that. Then we'll find something new to talk about. Is the for IOI Monthly, we are on episode 9, which we've said. We will have episode 10 in December. We'll have a Christmas theme, or holiday, however you want to look at it. Festive, lots of snow, that sort of thing. And then in the new year, in 2020, for IOI Monthly, our aim is to go through each of the levels from the game and to bring in members of the team who worked on them. Ideally, people that we haven't had on the stream already, to give new perspective and sort of like a retrospect look. Maybe we have them play the game. Maybe we ask them to talk about something that players haven't found, or things that haven't been discussed so much, or how they experienced the release of the level, or how people played it.
I mean,
basically just get dev insights onto Hitman 2 in a new way.
Yeah, it's like watching a movie with commentary.
Almost like that, yeah. I think that could be really interesting, and we have a lot of things to explore. We have a lot of people that have worked on the levels. So we can sort of find an angle there that's really interesting and new, while sharing some really cool insights into how the level was made. Especially as a lot of the streams we've done before were talking to developers at the point where we were about to release the level. So there were some things that we don't want to share too much, we don't want to spoil too much. Whereas now when we talk about Miami, let's just talk about
everything.
Hawke's Bay as well. Like, how was it made? What decisions did we make? Why did we make them? That sort of thing could be really interesting. So
full of spoilers.
Looking towards the future, IOI Monthly 11 and onwards, that's how it will look until we have new information about the next Hitman game to share.
IOI Monthly Mark 2. I'm just kidding.
Right.
All right.
Let's talk. Before we get to questions, let's talk about the November update.
Yeah.
So that's coming tomorrow. It comes out at the usual times. And one thing that we mentioned in the November roadmap is that the November update is the final one for Hitman 2. This is the final one that's planned. Unless there is something urgent that comes up or something major that has to change. We don't expect there to be any patches after this one. The November update is also it's purposefully mild on content in terms of the amount of fixes and the sort of weight of them, because we know that we know that it's the last one, and basically we don't want to try and fix something that we can't then retroactively fix. So there are no major changes in there, because we then risk having to fix them again, and that will sort of affect our timelines. So the release notes are particularly light. There are no big changes in there. There are a few cool things for PC, for DirectX 12 especially. Things like increasing the time it takes to load into the game. Not increasing the time. I always get that wrong. Yeah, you reduce the load time. Yeah. We're not taking it.
We added a minute.
More loading screens. That's not what we're doing. Other games can do that. Yeah. So just to set expectations ahead of the November update tomorrow.
But it will be online tomorrow.
Yeah, of course it will drop. It will weigh in at about 400 megabytes, something like that, depending on your platform. The release notes will go up on the blog as well. And the servers will be down 11 UTC, 11 AM UTC. Yeah. It's the usual deal. We'll talk about it on the blog. It's just to set expectations here.
And we will also on Twitter and Facebook tell you what's happening, so you keep you all updated.
Yeah. So we know that when we announced in the roadmap blog that we have the one patch left, we know there's lots of questions. So we want to spend time answering those questions.
Yeah.
So we have some things that we want to say. So we're going to jump to questions straight away. We're going to pull up chat now. Primarily, we're looking at Twitch. So what we're going to do is we are right now seeing, please give us camera tools. It's from Taco Fist. Okay, so that's the question that we're seeing right now. That's where we are. Yes. So let's talk about the major things that I want to cover first, and then we'll get to your questions. We have 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll talk about the December content, and then we'll be done.
Yeah.
So, first few things. This is the final, November update is the final one for Hitman 2, that we expect it to be. But there will still be content coming in December, meaning there will be new content. We have some Hitman 2 escalations.
Mm-hmm.
We have some content that we'll talk about after.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about the December content. Like, we'll give you a little snack after the questions. Yeah.
And we have, did I mention? And the elusive target. We'll have a new Hitman 2 elusive target. That's going to be the final one for Hitman 2 before we reactivate them in 2020, next year. Thank you to Iris for enabling slow mode on the chat. It gives us a chance to see the questions. One thing I want to get out of the way first. We did 2019 content highlights.
Yeah. Where
we announced what we are planning for the year. Listed on that document was Ghost Mode Mumbai. Ghost Mode Mumbai is not happening for Hitman 2. That's I think it's the only thing on that roadmap that we didn't manage to do.
Yeah.
And I know it did say content subject to change. Obviously, we didn't want to do that. But you shouldn't expect Ghost Mode Mumbai to come in Hitman 2. That's not on the table. It's not on the agenda. It's unfortunate, but we've moved our priorities to other things.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate reality that we're in. Legacy elusive targets. So throughout the life cycle of Hitman 2, we have brought them in to the game.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't bring all of them in, and they will not all come in. So the fixer is the final legacy elusive target. So if there's an elusive target from Hitman 1 that hasn't come into Hitman 2 yet, it's not going to. We're not going to continue the cycle of legacy elusives. And what we are going to do is we're going to reactivate in 2020 Hitman 2 elusive targets. And that is the 7 elusive targets that are on Hitman 2 locations. That includes the Undying, the Sean Bean contract, and the Undying Returns, as well as the as of yet released elusive. So a grand total of 7 for Hitman 2. And we're going to put them on a cycle, and the current plan is that there'll be one chance to replay them. Mm-hmm. You can only replay them if you haven't already done so. So if you've played and completed or failed, then you cannot do them again. If you've missed them, they will be available to you. So it's a second chance if you haven't already played. that's the plan for legacy elusives and the elusive target reactivation. Despite us saying that it's the final patch, we still got asked. I've still seen questions about: is there future patches? What about minor fixes? This is the final patch.
Yeah,
we plan. So there were no plans to do any more. Yes, I think that's everything that we sort of need to say off the top of the agenda. I'm seeing questions about a new Christmas map. We'll talk about December later, but there's not a new Christmas map. I also saw some discussion about camera tools, because that was the first question that was there when we came in. I'm not saying yes to camera tools. So I think I said yes, as in let's get started. The question is, can we add camera tools? We've talked about camera tools in photo mode before. And for Hitman 2, that's not on the agenda. And I'm being very direct and straightforward, and I might repeat the names and things like that. It's for no reason other than to try and make expectations very clear on where we are and what we're doing. So there's a question from Mullet Pride. You don't want to fix parts of the game because you don't want to worry about needing to fix other things later. So to clarify what I said there is that this is the final update that we're doing. And we've been very selective about what we've chosen to fix in the November update to make sure that the things that we fix are definitive, so that we can very happily conclude and round off where the game is right now, to avoid the fact of needing a December update, is what I'm trying to say. We want to make sure that we leave the game in a very good place, in a place where, despite there being some known issues, they are known, and there are not many of them, so that we can work on the next Hitman game without having to think about, at the same time, the next patch for Hitman 2, or wondering how we're going to sort of change the thing that we broke in November. If we try to fix something that's very complicated in November and we don't quite get there, or it spawns another issue that we don't find out about till too late, we are then trying to fix that and that and that. And we had to make the call to sort of safely end the patches for Hitman 2, to make sure that November patch is the last one. I think that's clear. If it's not, this is the time to ask those sort of very specific questions about what you want to know, and we'll get to answering them. I'm also seeing questions about the next game and transferring progress and when's it coming out, etc., etc., etc. All of those questions, all of that information will come at a later time.
Yeah, we're not in a place where we talk about that right now.
No, we have said in the November roadmap that more and more of the team are working on the next Hitman game. That's officially what we've said. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
So come at us with more questions that we want to see. Unless there's also things that you can think of that you've seen a lot of being discussed.
I think the Ghost Mode was one of the biggest.
Yeah, Ghost Mode Mumbai, that's one thing.
And updates and stuff like that. I think that's one of the most important. And I think we covered the big, heavy topics pretty good.
So there's a question about will we be able to unlock the explosive pen if we haven't? So the explosive pen was an unlock for just playing the Undying, the Sean Bean elusive. If you have, so one thing to say, so when we reactivate the elusive targets, the Hitman 2 elusive targets in 2020, any of the rewards that are attached to them, that includes the explosive pen or any of the suits, if you are able to replay that contract, you will be able to get those rewards. That does also mean that if there are elusive targets that you have played and you have failed and therefore not earned the rewards for, and you're not able to replay those contracts, then you will not be able to unlock those rewards. That's where we are right now. Question from the Criminal Legends. We're looking at Twitch right now. Talking about adjustments to bloom and lens flare. I've seen all of the feedback on that, and it will all be passed along to the relevant people. Yes. I saw, I think it was on Hitman Forum, there was people writing like 3 separate questions from the same person, where, do you know about the bloom feedback? Can we adjust bloom, and will you tell people about bloom? Yes, you're talking about it. We're seeing it.
We're reporting it.
We're telling people about that.
The correct people.
Yeah. There's a question from Mr. Byrne 4488. He said, "Who is the person next to Travis?" So I will ask you, Clemens. Who are you, Clemens?
I'm Clemens. I'm community developer here at IO Interactive.
So we don't have our names on that screen. Usually we do have a screen that shows. I guess we could do this one. What we do questions. There you go. Clemens is our community developer who pretty much works with me and does community stuff. That's the very short answer. But we need Twitch chat. You've taken Twitch chat away.
Oh my God!
Bring back chat.
Bring back chat.
Bring back the chat.
All right. No, wait. Sorry.
There we go. So that's who Clemens is.
That's me. Hi guys.
Okay, so people keep asking about photo mode. We've already on this live stream literally talked about photo mode. We said before it's something we would like to do. It's not something that's coming to Hitman 2, and I'm sure we would like to do it and make it good if we are to do it.
There's a remark here from I am a console peasant that says, "Oh God, please do not make Hitman like Payday."
No idea what that means.
I can guarantee you.
I actually quite like playing Fragile. Not Fragile Alliance. Payday. What?
It is Fragile.
I like Payday. It's good.
Yeah, I like it too. There's also a good candy bar called Payday.
Is that? You've just been to the States. That's right.
Yeah. In the US.
Cool. So let's look at more questions. When did development on Hitman 2 start? Not too long after Hitman 1 released. These things are very fluid. We have different teams that move on to sort of the ideas phase and the concepts phase, and it's tough to draw a line exactly where each game started, but somewhere there. 47 in Smash Brothers. Could never see that happening, although it would be cool.
Pagan Ron says we want curated contracts back. Well, you will have to see what happens in 2020.
They're coming back.
They're coming back
next year.
But different.
Yes.
That's my...
They're coming back, but you've got some ideas for how to make them cool.
Yes. They're coming back with a twist.
Mm-hmm. There's a question from I'm a console person. Why are there names of blood money targets on the Paris knock list during the briefing? That's just reference Easter egg. There's tons of those things. We love to reference those things. And there's tons of stuff hidden that probably people haven't found.
There was also a question about who names the escalations.
Yeah. The designers.
The designers, yeah. And they can be a tongue twister, some of them.
Question about no Mumbai elusive target. No, there will not be an elusive target on Mumbai. It's unfortunately the only location in Hitman 2 not to have one. But the suit can be unlocked through an escalation. Also in Mumbai. So if you go look for that, it's... I don't remember the name of it, but it's there. Will there be legacy escalations getting added in 2020? No, there will not. So for 2020, our live game focus will be featured contracts. They will be curated contracts in the new sexy form that Clemens is cooking up. And we will have a reactivation of Hitman 2 elusive targets. There are 7 of them that there will be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Couple more questions and then head on.
Okay.
There's a lot of good questions.
So more stuff about Hitman 3. When we say later, we're not going to say exactly when that is. No. It's later. That's all we'll say. Also more questions about what you're calling Hitman 3.
We're ignoring on purpose the Hitman 3 question.
Yes, of course. How many elusive targets are remaining? There will be one more elusive target for Hitman 2. That is... We'll talk about it a little bit before the stream. Can you smell what Clemens is cooking?
Yes.
He's finally back in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
So maybe. He's the People's Contracts Champion. All the wrestling references coming up. Okay. I'm not seeing a whole lot of critical questions. A lot of very valid questions that we could rapid fire answer. So talking about new skins, new unlocks and things like that, that'll be in December content. About whether I'm born in Denmark, no, I'm not. Can we get a ninja suit? There's one in Hokkaido. Go play that.
All right.
Yeah. You said Hitman 2 will get minor updates.
Yeah.
We didn't say that. So we want to, again, be very clear that the November update will Oh, unless that's what you mean. Okay,
I think
so,
that was the.
so the November
what it
update
meant.
will include some minor updates.
Yeah.
There will still be some known issues, and the Calmer one, Silent Assassin, it's still one of the known issues. That will remain in the game. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of funny.
Do we play basketball? I don't. There's people in here that do.
I watch basketball.
Pretty well. Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Are you wearing the hat, right?
I'm a Knicks fan.
You're a Knicks fan.
Yeah, it's a bad season to be a Knicks fan.
Isn't it like in Danish that like Knicks means like it's like a nice way of saying no?
Yeah, but it's spelled differently though.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah,
you say it the same. So like Knicks is like saying nah or something,
nah.
right?
But it's the
Kind
same.
of.
The season is the same,
Yeah,
so
okay.
it could be.
Okay. Some of the questions I'm seeing will be answered in the release notes. Some of the things.
Quick question, actually.
Okay, so one more question, and then we'll answer
there's
things other
some
times.
People asking for the ninja suit.
Oh yeah.
So
There's one in
what
Hokkaido.
you can do, you can also sign up for the IOI account. You sign up for IOI account, you get a free ninja suit.
Okay.
The Futo.
Yes.
I saw Gravity Frog 2Q said it. But that's right. So sign up for IOI account, and you'll get three free.
Yeah, it's
suits.
actually
This guy.
No,
No, this
that
guy.
one.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if you can see that on the stream. I guess. Yeah, just
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's
just
the Futo suit. So
Futo suit.
it's the anniversary suit of what's it called? Bundle pack, whatever.
Yeah.
The anniversary suit pack you can get for free if you sign up for a free IOI account.
Yeah.
You can do that through the game, or you can do it on the website too.
Yeah.
And you get 3 suits. You get one based on Lynch, you
Yeah.
get one based on Futo, the guy up here, and you get one based on Christopher Stone, who is the main character from
Freedom
Fighters. And those suits are really cool because I wrote the suit description for them.
Yeah. It's always nice to
Which
walk
was lots of
around in
fun.
wife beater and
I
sunglasses.
even pulled out like the old game manuals
You did
to try and find some like reference or
and
like
weird word.
some nice wording that matched.
that's
And I was
nice.
like, yes.
See, that's
So that was
sense
fun.
of detail.
I enjoyed doing that. Yes. So we'll take no more questions. I don't think, except for yes, Chris Clements will be wearing some sort of Christmas
Yes,
hat.
Dixie Barrett, I will.
He loves it.
I guarantee it. It's gonna be everything's gonna be Christmassy. The studio is gonna be Christmassy. I'm gonna be Christmassy. Everything's gonna be a jolly day.
Christmas and
Holly jolly stream.
Clements is making the fatal error of promising things
I love to promise things and then I just
and then deliver on them.
yeah, of course.
Cool.
Did you see the Halloween hay bale? Yeah,
I did see the Halloween hay bale.
the clown mask. I'm just
Cool.
saying. All in. Sorry guys.
There is a question there about questions from Hitman Forum and Reddit. Yes, that was mostly the stuff we talked about at the beginning, which was about Ghost Mode Mumbai, the legacy elusives, the specifics around Hitman 2 elusives and the reactivation and the rewards, what that means, about future patches, about the bloom level, or the option to toggle bloom, about a photo mode, and the elusive target next month. We will keep doing streams. We will be able to answer your questions, and we are still fully supporting the game in terms of forum feedback and being active there. It's just the patches that are coming to a close with November. Boom.
Got it. Thanks for all the awesome questions.
Yes.
Thank you, Reddit, Hitman Forum, Discord, Twitch chat. Everyone, you're great.
Let's give people a look at let's give people a heads up. Let's give
Yes.
you awesome viewers
Are you ready?
what's coming in December.
Are you ready? So, Travis, you want to lead this one?
I'm ready. You do.
You ready?
Yeah, go.
So the first thing I'm gonna show you.
Okay,
All of
so
you.
we want to do the lead in.
Yeah, and then I'm tossing you the ball, then you're gonna make a free point.
Okay,
Ready?
you do it.
There's something coming next month.
Okay, let's say what it is first. Okay, so next month we are releasing the final new Hitman 2 elusive target.
Boom. The stowaway.
There you go, stowaway. And it's on Isle of Scale.
That's correct. There's some very cool things happening in this one.
And yeah.
So
we are not putting a date on it. That will come with the December roadmap. But we are sharing the first clue, the first hint of the final elusive target for Hitman 2. It's on Isle of Scale. We'll tell you that much. So if you haven't unlocked that suit, this is a second chance to do it. If you if you haven't played the previous one, or if you failed the previous elusive target, which was the appraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
So the stowaway will be in Isle of Scale at some point in December for a period of time. And I say that because I don't know the exact date, and there's a small chance that this one might be slightly longer than normal.
Yeah, that's what we're...
To make sure that people have a good opportunity to play it. We know that some people might not be able to, but if we do the 10 days and it runs partly over holiday, or
some might be away,
people celebrate Christmas, so we'll see. We'll see where that is, but I've sort of dug myself a hole because I said a period, and I didn't want people to think that it was like only for 1 day and panic. If anything, it's going to be 10 days or longer.
Yes.
It might just be 10 days, let's see.
Yes.
So, first thing in December for Hitman 2. The stowaway. Hitman 2 elusive target.
Yeah.
Next.
So you need to bring your winter jacket for this one, Travis, because you're going to Hokkaido during the Snow Festival.
You're like a cheesy radio host. So, the Snow Festival...
It's back!
It's coming back.
It's coming back, sorry. Not
into Hitman 2. And this time it's going to stay as a permanent addition to the game for owners of Hokkaido. So this this mission was previously added to the game back in February for about 3 weeks. It was a mission in Hokkaido with a new target. It was dressed up where you could throw snowballs, and there were icicles, and it was basically the Hokkaido Snow Festival, which happens in February. So we know that the timing is not quite right, but we didn't want to wait. And we're making it permanent, so if you want to go play it in February...
You can do that?
You can do that as well.
We're just giving you the option.
That also means that these unlocks, the ice pick and the creatively named Snow Festival suit, which you might remember from the Arrival.
The prologue.
Not the prologue.
No, but the first...
The very first I'm on the helipad mission.
Yes.
You get to wear this suit. Or something very, very close to it.
Very.
So those two unlocks are again now permanently available. If you missed them before, you can play the Hokkaido Snow Festival. Of course, you do need Legacy Pack to play it because it's on Hokkaido. And previously, you could play Hokkaido for free. Blah blah blah. We're not doing that this time. No. So if you've got Hokkaido, you can play Snow Festival permanently. Have fun. It's coming at some point in December. And pretty much the exact same thing is happening for our other seasonal content, Holiday Hoarders.
What would Christmas be without?
Which is also coming back into Hitman 2, again in December, again permanently, again adding the unlocks for you at any point. Which means if you want the Santa suit, you can play them.
Yeah.
It also means that for both missions, all of the unlocks that you have got, or all of the content that you've earned through the expansion pass, thinking things like the snowball, you can now take your own snowball into Holiday Hoarders and throw it at people, which I don't think we could do before, or could we?
No.
I think we introduced snowballs with Snow Festival,
we did.
Which came in February.
Yeah, so
and Holiday Hoarders was December.
Yeah.
So now, if
time ever,
if you own the expansion pass and you got the Winter Sports Pack that comes with a snowball unlock, so you can run around Miami or Mumbai with a snowball if you want, or you can go and throw snowballs at Santa. I think, did we have snowball piles in Holiday Hoarders last time? Do we still have chat? Will chat yell at us? Did we have? Did we have them? Oh, we closed chat.
We closed chat.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
So either way, to recap, December and Hitman 2 sneak peek.
Yeah.
Stowaway elusive target.
Yes.
Isle of Scale, limited time contract.
Correct.
Hokkaido Snow Festival. If you own Hokkaido, go play it. 2 unlocks waiting for you. Ice pick and Snow Festival.
And it's going to be permanent.
And it's permanent.
Same goes with Holiday Hoarders.
Also permanent.
Also permanent.
Back in the game.
So you can play as Santa around.
Yes. So we have a strong seasonal offering for December for you to get your teeth into, to enjoy, to play. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
We're not going to show too much, or actually nothing else from the December.
No, because we also need to. It's just a snack. So Next year, there's a roadmap trailer coming.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah. So we'll have a December roadmap trailer as well.
Yes.
Cool.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I always say that, but this one is gonna be really good.
All right. So we've talked about December, what's coming. We've talked through a lot of your questions, what that means for the last 2 months of the year, and a look ahead to the next year as well, 2020. What happened there with regards to Hitman 2. We've also talked about the November roadmap. The content that's coming out tomorrow, near in the future, and the whole month as well. And we gave a look back at some stories, at least from me and you, about announcing the game, E3, and how that went down.
Yeah.
And we also talked about the future of IOI Monthly, which will continue into next year, with some retrospective looks at some of the missions and some of the disciplines, some of the departments of the people inside IOI who maybe haven't been on stream before. Maybe we'll also have some people back that have been. We've talked about that as well.
Go more in depth with the levels.
Exactly.
Now when it's complete, so we can do
cool. So we're going to be quite snappy. And thank you again for supporting us throughout the entire year.
We love you guys.
We will continue to be on the forum and answer your questions. And we're going to say a big thank you for watching the stream and leave you with a look at all of the content that's to come in November.
Yeah.
With you leading the way. And we'll be back next month before we go away for holiday break. So the first half of December, we will be back with IOI Monthly episode 10. And until then, we'll see you on the forums or social media and look forward to all of your discussion and speculation about what the stowaway is and some of the more interesting things that might be happening in that contract.
Correct.
We will reveal later close to the time.
Yeah.
Double thumbs up for me, and we'll see you on the next stream.
See you guys. Have fun.